Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charles Peace. In today's video, we'll be making a beautiful wrapped crop top. So guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Now I'll be using this English fabric. This is a bridal satin for it. Now for the measurement is a crop top, so I'm using the length of 17 inches. I'll go ahead and add extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. So guys, let's get started. I will mark the length of my top first, which is 17 inches plus 1 inch, that is 18 inches. Now for my shoulder measurement, 16 inches divided into 2 will give me 18 plus half an inch seam allowance, that is 8.5 inches, and as well my armhole, 8.5 inches for my armhole. This for my armhole. I'll go ahead and mark 8.5 inches here. Make a straight line. Okay. So I need my bust point, which is 11.5 inches here. Now my bust measurement is 37 inches divided into 2 will give me 9.2 inches. This is 9.2 inches. I'll go ahead and add extra 1.5 inches. For my waist measurement is 33 inches. 33 divided into 4 will give me 8.2 inches. This 8.2 inches, and I'll add 1 inch for my dart allowance, and as well 1.5 inches for the men's seam allowance. I will extend the line to this point here. I will mark 3.5 inches for my shoulder length, and I will go ahead and remove 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So I'm having 7.5 inches here. I'll go ahead and divide it into 2 and mark, that is 3/3. At this point, I'll come in by half an inch. Then I'll use my French curve to join this point, and this point together. Then for the dart, my bust to bust measurement is 7 inches divided into 2 will give me 3.5 inches. Now I will mark the dart 3.5, and this is my bust point, that is 11.5 inches. I will mark half inch from the right and half inch from the left, and I'll mark it a straight line to this bust point here. We'll go ahead and place a straight line. The same thing. You can see this is my dart. Then I'll go ahead and cut out all this area. After cutting it, I'll place it to cut the back piece, leaving 1.5 inches for the zip allowance. So I'll go ahead and cut it out and cut the back pieces. I'll show you the next thing to do. Now I've cut out the front and the 2 back pieces, and I went ahead to cut off 3 inches by 2 inches. The depth of the neckline for the back is 2 inches and the length is 3.5 inches. So I've cut it out, and this is the front and the back pieces. Remember, it's a wrap top, so we're going to work on the front side now. So I'll go ahead and mark my neckline 3.5 inches here. At this point, I'll put a notch. Then I'll open it up like so. Now you can see this is the shoulder line, the 2 neckline here. Now from this point, I'll just mark it straight. You can see from this point, I will mark just 2 inches or 2.5 inches here. Then I'll go ahead and slant it to this point. That is if you want it to reach at this side. If you don't want it to reach at this side, can go ahead and curve it down like so. If you want it curved, you can as well make it straight, depending on how you want it. If you want to curve it down, you can curve it. If you want it straight, you curve. So I'll go ahead and cut out this edge so that I will use this side. Remember, we are having our dart here. So from this side, I will cut out. We'll be putting only this dart, the dart here. The second one, because of the slant, we're not gonna sew through it. So I'll go ahead. So you can see what we're having. If you want it curved, you can go ahead and curve it out like so. So I'll use this one now. I'll place it to cut another pieces so that it will cross itself. That is, I'm using the length of the arm because I don't want it to be deep. If you want it to show more, as in the front side to show very well, you can go ahead and curve it down, blend it down, but I don't want it to show. That's why I take it straight from that shoulder side. You can see from the neckline there, I took it straight. So if you want it to come down, you can as well just bring it low, depending on how you want it to show. You can go ahead and bring it low, but I want it like so. So I'll place it to cut the second pieces. Then I'll show you the next thing we'll do. I've placed it. Remember, the right side should face each other. If you place it on the wrong side, it will give you wrong results. So I'll place the right side facing each other, and I'll go ahead and cut out the second pieces. So we are having two pieces together, you can see. So while sewing, I will just sew through these darts here. Is one dart I will sew at this side and one dart at this side. So I will put a notch at this second side of that. You can see where the notch is already. So I'll go ahead and put a notch at that point so that I'll place my own dart here as well. Or you can as well place it together to cut it out. For the dart, I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'm cutting only the fuller side. I did not cut this side. So I'll open it up for you to see. So I'll go ahead and sew through this side and sew through this side as well. You can see. So before I sew, I'll cut out the lining for each of them. After then, I'll show you the next thing to do. So I'll place it to cut out my lining. Now I've cut out the lining for the front. I'll go ahead and cut out the lining for the back pieces. Now I will cut out the back two pieces. I'll go ahead and open up the back. Now I've cut out the front and back pieces and the lining. So the next thing, it will be having a belt by the side. So the belt will be short side belt for the side. So I'll go ahead and cut out. The length is 31. The width is 4 1/4. So I'll go ahead and cut out. I'm cutting the two pieces together. I'll go ahead to divide it. I'll go ahead and fold it into two and slant the downside. This is the two belts for the sides. The next thing will be the sleeve. So the sleeve will be a short sleeve. I'm measuring the length of 10 inches. I added 1 inch for the seam allowance. My round sleeve is 14 inches at the upper side. Divided into 2 will give me 7 inches. Well, because it's having a lining, I'll go ahead and add extra 1.5 inches. Then for the downside is 11 inches divided into 2 will give me 5.5. I'll add extra 1.5 inches, making it 7 inches. So I'll come down by 3 inches here, 3.5. I'll come down by 3.5 inches. Then I will mark this line to meet this upper side. Then at this point, I will curve it to meet. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll place it to cut the second. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then I'll go ahead and put a notch at the shoulder line. So I'll be cutting lining for these as well. So I'll go ahead to reduce the two lining for the sleeve by 1/2 inch. Okay, we have actually cut out the two front pieces, the two back pieces, the sleeves and the belt. The lining for each of them. So we'll go over to the sewing aspect of it. So guys, I've actually torn both the front pieces and the back pieces with my lining, and I went ahead to iron it out. So we'll be putting them together. I'll place, this is the two back pieces, I'll place it together. Because it's a wrapped, you know, the front will be open. I don't need a zipper, I'll just close it up. If you want to have a zipper, you can go ahead and insert your zipper at this back, or you can go ahead and close it up so that we can be able to add the two front pieces. By the time I close it up like so, I'll use my pin to hold it before I sew it. I'll just secure it with my office pin. You can see, by the time I secure it with my office pin, I will sew through it with straight stitches. Then I'll go ahead. The next thing I'll sew is to place the shoulder line together, the front and back pieces together. Make sure the seam line rhymes together. Make sure it's aligned. Then I will as well use my office pin to secure it. At this point, you know that you can see that the back one is longer. I'll go ahead and cut off this side to make sure that everything is aligned. I'll do the same to the second side. After securing the two shoulders, I'll go ahead and join the two sides together as well. Okay, before the two sides, I will first go and sew it because I'll be adding my sleeve all together. I want to sew it together with the body at the same time. So I'll go to my sewing machine now to join the two shoulders and the back zipper, or you can go ahead and add your zipper. After then, I'll show you the next thing we'll be doing. Now I've joined the shoulder line, you can see, and I join as well the back. You can see the back and the shoulder line. So I went ahead to trim off the excess. The next thing I'll do is to add my sleeve to it. From this shoulder line to the notch side, the shoulder line should match the notch side of the sleeve. I'll go ahead and use my pin to secure it together. So after using my pin to secure it, I'll go ahead and sew through it. The same thing to the other side. I'll sew through it, then I'll show you the next thing we'll be doing. I'm sewing with 1/2 inch round this sleeve side. You can see I'll sew through the two sides, then I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've actually joined the zip like you can see. I didn't use a zipper. I prefer to close it up like so. Then I went ahead to join the two sides of the armhole, and I ironed it as well. So I'll be closing everything entirely. But before then, I'll place it on the right side for you to see first. Now this is the front. Remember, we are having belt for it. So the belt should go to the left side. So I ironed the belt. I sewed it and ironed it as well. I folded it in with my iron. I'll go ahead and insert these parts. I will insert it on my belt and secure it with my pin. So I'll top stitch on this side, and for the other side I'll place my belt at this side before I close it up. You can see I'll just have to locate where I want the belt. I want it exactly at this point. This is the point I want the belt, so that by the time I cross it, I will tie it. Or you can as well place it at your back like so, instead of to place it right exactly at the side seam. You can as well go back, so that by the time you sew it, let me just show you with my pin, so that by the time I close it up, I will tie it from this side. You can see how it goes. So guys, I'll turn it to the wrong side first, depending on how you want the belt. If you want it to go round, that means you will start from the other side so that it will go round and come up. I just needed it to be at a side, not round the waistline. But if you can still do it that way. So I'll be closing it up all together before placing my belt. But this one, I will just go ahead and top stitch on it. It's on its own. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two from the armhole side. From the sleeve side, I will hold it with my pin. I'm sewing through with 1/2 inch altogether. I'll be closing it up with 1/2 inch. If you want your belt to be exactly at the same line, remember this is the second side, you place it before you close it up. You can see I just left half an inch from the down part and I place it. So I'll be closing it up like so. I left 1 inch from the down part, went ahead to join it through. Make sure you drag it to come out to make sure that the belt is really secured. So guys, after using my pin to secure it, I'll go ahead and use only half an inch to close it up from the sleeve to the downside. After then, I will top stitch. Then I'll show you the final look of the top. So guys, I've closed it up. I've showed you how to close it up. So you have 3 methods to put your belt after sewing the first one, which is at the left side. The second one, you either put it at this same line and sew it as you are closing it up, or you put it at the back here. Another method is to insert it and sew it the same way you sewed this your first one. So whichever way you choose, you can sew it through here the same way you close it up with your side pieces, or you put it at the back, or you sew it. That's the most important thing. So I'll go now and close it up for you to see how this one looks. So guys, after making it, this is how it looks. You can see how it looks. You go ahead and style the belt anyhow you want. The good thing about this place I put the 2 belts, I place it at the tip of both sides so that if I want, I'll go ahead and tie it at the back. Can see it can still come to the front. So guys, you can see how it looks. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, share to your friends, and bye until I see my next video.